With every set release, we always end up doing at least one deck with 0 creatures in the entire build, and this set is no different. Today we're talking about an all spells list. We're talking about IZZET spells. Cue the intro, let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we're talking about an IZZET spells list with 0 creatures. My kind of list. Innistrad really came through for the colors red and blue in this set for sure. There are a lot of new cards to add to this list that synergize really well with the instant and spells, or the instant and sorcery kind of combos. Before I dive in and break down how this deck works, as always, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I just ask if you take one moment to do so. It's a free way to help support the channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we post a video, which is 3 times a week. But currently we're doing daily uploads for the Innistrad release for the first week, so don't miss out. Hit that bell, guys. All right, let's talk about it. So the card I really wanted to kind of showcase and focus my efforts around is this one right here, the Geist Flame Reservoir. I actually ran into an opponent on the ladder earlier this week, and they were running this card, and I thought it was very cool because it's pretty hard to deal with. Not a whole lot of artifact removals in most decks, obviously, unless you're running Prismari Command yourself, but it's a hard card to remove, and at the same time, it's just building us a ton of value over time. Basically, what it does is every time you cast an instant or sorcery spell, we're putting a counter on this thing, and those counters can be removed at any time for 2 mana to deal damage directly to any target of your choice. So you can actually end up winning games with this by just dealing burn damage, throughout time, or building up, essentially a reservoir of counters to just one-shot your opponent at the end, or you can even use it to remove certain problematic creatures on a battlefield. It has a secondary ability that I didn't actually get a chance to explore too much. I probably should have tried to make it work a little more, but you could exile the top card of your library and you may play a card this turn. I just didn't have a whole lot of mana to be throwing at that. I almost always had something to do, it felt like. So but that's a pretty cool secondary ability, especially if you're sitting on a lot of mana with not a lot to do. You can kind of pull things from the top of your deck, extra card draw. So how does this deck exactly run? We're just trying to basically prolong the game long enough to build up the reservoir, deal damage periodically here and there, and we can also win through things like 2 magma opuses on the top end. We've also got 2 Hall of Storm Giants, so those are kind of our win cons. We get there through burning our opponent's creatures with a new card, the Cathartic Pyre. This deals 3 damage for 2, so pretty standard ability there. At the same time, you can discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards, so you get a little bit of card cycling with the Pyre. If you're up against a deck that isn't necessarily running a lot of creatures, you can use this for card advantage and cycle through your deck. We've got 3 Cinderclasms for our board wipes for like mono whites and things like that. The really fast creature decks we have trouble dealing with, Cinderclasm's a great removal tool for that. We've also got 3 iterations. Obviously, Prismari needs some iterations. We got 1 Shatterskull Smashing, a full play set of Prismari Command, which is almost never a dead card. You can always be doing something with Prismari Command, so a great addition to any sort of IZZET list. We've also got 3 Rowan and Wills, my favorite planeswalkers, making everything so much cheaper for us to cast, at the same time generating us value through a little bit of damage here and there. We could draw some cards. It's really nice. This combo of planeswalkers is really amazing. Of course, we've got some counter magic. We've got some Divide by Zeros, which opens up in a complete sideboard for us. And of course, Memory Deluge, I think is how it's pronounced now. If you guys haven't seen, I've been running this card everywhere. I think it's by far the best card advantage draw 2 card spell out there. The fact it's got flashback too is amazing. And then lastly, we have 2 Light Up the Nights as another win con. You're going to see this actually won us a couple of games. We might want to add 3 at this point into this deck, but man, this card is very powerful. You can do X amount of damage to any target. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but a pretty decent value, honestly, for 1 red, and then you can just save up your mana to one-shot your opponent. Not bad at all. And then we run a full, not a full play set, 3 Field of Ruins to deal with those pesky Face of Savings, things like that. I'm so happy Field of Ruin is back, man. And lastly, our sideboard. We've got 2 Environmental Sciences, 2 Teachings in case we run out of gas, Start from Scratch for those artifacts, Introduction to Annihilation for some exiling effects, and Mascot Exhibition. So a nice little sideboard there. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the deck breakdown, guys. enjoy the gameplay footage. We have some really exciting games coming up here, and then at the end we'll break it down with some final thoughts on how we thought the deck performed. We'll see you there. Peace. All right, here we go. We're gonna be trying to knock out 2 videos in one day, so hopefully my energy levels can stay high enough to keep this entertaining for y'all and not actually misplay too much. That's the goal. Here we go, baby. Let's do this. Here we go. Anytime we got Iteration and Prismari back to back, you know, gotta keep this. Plus we have a Foretell card on too. This is about as good of a start as I could possibly have. Going second always scares me depending on what we're up against, but looks like some blue, black. Okay, so it's gonna be a control list. The Saw It Coming is gonna be very helpful here in this matchup for sure. That's probably an all runs Epiphany, a Saw It Coming of their own. There's some options there for them. I'm not sure what it would be, but holds priority. Okay, so it is probably a Saw It Coming then. They might even cast it here. Ooh, and negates. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. If I can get the negates and the counters out on these iterations, I will absolutely take it. That was a terrible iteration, but you know what? It's okay. Just too much mana, and then also Cinderclasm is going to be a dead card here, like almost 100%. All right, so we could slam a Will, seeing as I don't think that's a Saw It Coming at this point. God, that's a risky move though, isn't it? That's a really risky move. Will can honestly get us back into this game if we go really late, which is probably what's going to happen. We're probably going to go super late into this game, so gonna need that Will to really lock it in for us. That's kind of annoying. I don't like the Skullport Merchant resolving, but I don't think it matters too much. The treasure kind of stinks, but it's okay. All right, this is going to be a really important Prismari command here, because we're going to test whether or not they hold priority on us when we do this. Ready? Okay, they hold priority, so they definitely have some instant speed plays. I guess it could be just triggering the draw, actually. Shoot, that doesn't tell us anything. It's triggering the draw from the merchant. That definitely doesn't tell us much of anything. But what's nice here is I can actually cast the Will, and I can still protect it with the Saw It Coming. So I think that's what I'll do. Let's get the Will in here. If it gets countered, we counter their counter. Nice. All right, so I think what I'm gonna end up doing here is making this a 0-2, because if I minus the 3, it can kill it. You know, drawing cards is obviously what I want to do here, but if I minus 3, it's basically I'm drawing 2 for, and I'm basically signing a contract to know that it's gonna die. And we have ways to protect it with the counter spell, and we have divide by 0, so I should be able to survive this, unless of course they activate the Hall of the Storm Giants. That's one of the ways they can take care of it, but then they just wasted a whole turn doing that, and I'm okay with that. If it just survives this one turn though, man, we are money in the bank. Nice. That's huge. That's so huge. Okay. Now we kill Hall of the Storm Giants. No threat there. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. Let's take another blue source probably. And if we cast this, we have the divide open and ready to go. Plus we draw 2. Perfect. We got our win con going now. Got the win con, got these cards coming through. Beautiful. Okay. Pass a turn. All right, this is clean. We're doing this very clean. And if they want to play another big Planeswalker, we're ready for it. Or an All Runs Epiphany, we're also ready for that. Beautiful. That was our last bit of magic cards there, though, so our opponent here could counter us. Nothing? Okay. Guess we go for our win cons, huh? We got so many cards in hand. Gotta go for the win cons at this point. Alright, wheel down to 1. I can live with that.
Just take a moment and
Prismari Command seems pretty darn good. Blow this up, create another treasure. We also bring up our Reservoir on the counters, which is great. And I could make everything even cheaper. This is a really greedy play, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm all about greedy plays, if you don't know. And we'll pass the turn. We divide their Lolth again, and then we might even see a scoop after we divide the Lolth, but I hope they try for the All-Runs Epiphany, to be honest. There we go. Back to the hand. Nice, nothing else. You'd love to see it. All right, how do we do this next turn, though? It's pretty important, this next one. I think we go... Let's go here first. See what we get. This also makes our Planeswalker hit harder. All right, that can go. That can go. Magma Opus for super cheap, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 mana available. Rowan hits harder now because we drew some cards here, so it hits for 3. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to hold up the Magma Opus here. Going to cast it. And hopefully we can win the game here. I just don't like knowing that they have a couple all-runs epiphanies, right? Like if they cast their all-runs epiphany here a couple of times, it could really hurt. That's what they're going to do. Yep. They knew it too. They knew I was... It's unfortunate. It's okay though. We have ways to deal 4 damage. Take care of all of that nonsense. Ooh, okay. Magma Opus still available though to be cast. 2, 4, 6, 8 mana available. So even if it costs the full amount, we'd be all right. All right, let's see what they attack. They're gonna go for the Rowan. All right. I don't really blame them for that. Here comes the next all-runs epiphany. We know it's coming down. Cue the intro. All right, there it is. And then we can blow up all 4 of those and tap down the Lolth's 2 spiders. This should be interesting, man. This should be really, really interesting. I hope they play the Lolth and bring the spiders out. Yes, before they attack. That is about as perfect a scenario as it could get. Because they could have attacked with the birds there, and I would have waited on the Magma Opus. So now they're not going to get any value out of those birds. This could get countered, though. I could be getting too excited for nothing here. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Moment of truth. Because they did hit us with a negate right out of the gate. Nice. It lands, baby. Lolth populates a lot of loyalty from that. It's fair enough. We hit them pretty darn hard here, though. Oh, they get a creature out in front of us. That's so unfortunate. We were going to activate Hall of the Storm Giants and do some serious damage. But they say no thank you, sir. I think I have to take care of that, unfortunately. I think I have to. I don't think I have much of a choice there, if I'm being completely honest. And yeah, I guess we'll just pop this. I hate that they're running snow mana though, man. These Dimir and Orzhov snow lists, they got the blood in the snow that can literally flip a game in a moment, you know? Really frustrating. Alright, they take 2 damage from that. I don't think we drew any cards here. Yeah, we didn't draw any cards. Pass the turn. We got 2 memory deluges though, so we can draw some serious cards here. Hopefully finding some tools we need. Let's give it a shot. See what we hit here. Let's see what we hit. They cast their own, okay. They get to draw 2 cards as well, and it's a card selection of sorts, so they're gonna find some pretty good ones, I'm sure. Probably gonna find themselves a Blood in the Snow, so I'm gonna want this in my hand for sure. Another Reservoir could be good. We could start doubling up and stacking all of this potential damage. We've got them down to 11 too, by the way. We're at 20, so pressuring them is definitely key here. So I'm going to send all of these in there. Let's not forget the Rowan does deal 3 damage here because we drew some cards. And we've got a cheap divide. A cheap divide by 0. We get rid of 2 spiders. They're gonna stack it though and draw some cards. It's a little bit unfortunate, can't lie. This does make my teachings actually viable though soon. Surprised I didn't sack the other spider there. Maybe they drew it into a negate. I would assume they drew into a negate because they left 2 mana open there when they could have just sacked a spider to draw. So we got to be ready for that. I'm sure they're going to play something pretty big here, and then I'm going to try to divide, and we'll be seeing a negate. Crippling Fear is what it is. I mean, it doesn't kill my 4/4, so they're going to have to cast a second one here. So if that's their removal, though, I'm happy with that. 1, 2, 3 left. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. At the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards with... Okay. Got it. I will definitely bounce that back. You can't recast it, so... We'll bounce it back. Guess we'll grab one of these. We got 4 damage on deck right here. Plus the 1 over here. Potentially 3. They attack. That's really odd. Alright, I'm gonna send this to their face while I can. Send it to their face. Because we might have lethal here. I want to make sure we get as close to lethal as possible. Alright. Memory Deluge. I could just attack with my Hall the Storm Giants too. That's definitely something we could do. But let's do this just to be sure we get our 3 damage in. That puts them to 6. And then they gotta kill 2 creatures here. Maybe. If they do kill the Hall of the Storm Giants though, I may regret doing this, but let's give it a shot. I think this is the play. I haven't seen any priority holds here. Yeah, okay, perfect. I didn't see any priority stops there, so I figured we had it, but that was close. All right, we'll take it. GG. Long game. Solid first game. It's always tough when it's control versus control, you know? It's always kind of tough. Not that I know, I mean, I think I'd rather play control if I'm being honest. I think aggro would be harder for me to beat. Cinderclasm's not exactly like a killer, you know? We do have some other options though, like the pyres and stuff, which is cool. So we can keep this hand for sure. Wish we had something we could foretell here, like I saw it coming, just in case. But I'm guessing by the sleeves our opponent's going aggro. We'll see. Love to have Field of Ruin, man. Field of Ruin, it just makes me feel so much more comfortable about everything. I got hit earlier today with the freaking Book of Exalted Deeds Faceless Haven combo. I got hit with it and I was just like, oh my god. Like, there's nothing that makes me more angry than when that happens. Couple iterations is nice. I love that the pyre's instant speed. Oh, they're vampires, huh? This has got to be vampires, I would assume. Am I right? Not sure yet. Not sure quite yet. All right, let's go in and get the iteration going here. Are they just straight up burn? They could be. All right, I don't mind where we're sitting at right now though. Against burn, interesting. I'm trying to think of how we could combat the burn. It's gonna be tough. It's definitely gonna be tough. That's an enchantment, not an artifact, so I can't exactly kill it with the Prismari command. I don't know how we're gonna beat this person. I really don't. I'm really not sure, man. They yeah, they got nothing but burn spells for us. Counter magic's gonna be our best thing that we can hit, but Roiling Vortex too to top it all off. Yikes. All right, we better find some tools here and quickly. All right, hand. Back to the deck. We'll cast you. Both enchantments. That's what makes things really awkward for us here. Is that they're enchantments. All right, we're probably going to end up casting the Prismari command, just going face. Maybe generating some treasures. If we can find a Magma Opus quickly, that'd be helpful. We're in trouble. They're going to be burning us really quick. The problem is we have answers for creatures, right? We can blow up creatures and deal damage to creatures to stop the bleeding. But when they're just throwing fireballs at our face, we don't have any way to really stop that. Other than counter magic, obviously. But very tough matchup here. All right, create a treasure. Here we go. Let's keep building up our reservoir here. We might be able to just hit him with a big reservoir at the end and win this game. We'll see. I hope so, at least. Let's grab, obviously, this. Oh, that's a terrible little expressive iteration there, but it's okay. We found ways to draw more cards. I still think I'm going to go Prismari command, and I'm just going to keep generating these treasures. The reason why I'm generating all these treasures is because I'm trying to get a really big light up the night. That could honestly come into play, and we can outpace our opponent here. I'm sure they have one of their own light up the nights, so we got to just beat them to the punch, to be honest. All right, here we go. Deal 2, create a treasure. And I might just throw this 4 at their face while I'm here. 4 puts them down to 10, and then we hit them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite there. One more turn. We got to survive one more turn, and I think we can make this happen. Another pyre, not helpful. All right. All right, pass the turn. Here we go. This is the moment of truth. We're gonna hit him with one more Prismari command, generate one more treasure, and I think we should have enough to finish him with a big light up the night. Hopefully they can't produce 10 damage here, or 11. That would really suck. Hopefully they cast that Royal Eruption, and then I know we're probably gonna be good. They can kick it for 5, so they might do it. They might do it and use all their mana just to utilize all their mana as much as they can. And that'll at least tell me for sure that I'm surviving this turn. What could that foretold card be? Crush the Weak, maybe? Probably. Oh, it's Dual Strike. That's a problem. That's a really big problem. They can't kick the Royal Eruption now, though. How much more damage can they produce here, though? Shoot, we're down to 5. That's pretty big. Really? Okay. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. See if we could do this. They're down to 11. We hit them with this, and then we could probably produce a 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can kill him here. We can kill him. Let's just hope they don't have an answer for any of this stuff. Wish me luck. Wish me luck, my friend. Let's go! We outburned the burn deck. Oh gosh, my heart is actually beating really fast here. I'm like, I really, really want to win this game. Oh, we were so close to losing that. If they had one more mana to cast that dual strike and then kick their Royal Eruption, we would have been really in bad shape. Those Prismari commands won us that game. Man, it's rare that I build like that, like excitement and anxiety in a match like that. That was cool. I'm really happy we were able to close that one out. Whew. Had me worried. Oh, this is the 2 lands they give me. Of course it is. We're gonna definitely mulligan this bad boy, but what are we up against is the question. They took a mulligan though, so that's good. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. Oh man, what a terrible situation we're in here. I do have a Cinderclasm turn 2. Opponent does go first. Oh my gosh, I have to be smart about this. Had to do what we had to do, but at least we got the expressive iteration out of it, so. Oh, it looks like our opponent had to take a couple of mulligans too. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. So we're on even playing field, so. Even playing field, baby, let's go. At least it didn't just shuffle, didn't just screw me. Alright, full Dimir zombie shell, here we go. Here, oh, what a good top deck there. I think we wait and see the next play here. I don't think Cinderclasm is very good actually on second thought because that 3 toughness adversary. That's not very good for us. I guess resetting the, champion of the perished with the divide by 0, if it gets too big, is always an option, and then Cinderclasm becomes viable again. So I guess that's what we'll do. I guess that's how we'll handle this. All right, definitely putting that in our hand. That can go back. This can come down. I always talk my way through an iteration. It helps me know which order is which. You always start with your hand, and then this, and that, and the other. All right, champion of the parish is getting pretty big. Definitely gonna hit it with the divide this turn, unless they play something else too. All right, divide it is. It's cheap though, it's only a 1 mana spell, so they're gonna recast it pretty easily, which is totally fine. We got an easy Cinderclasm now. So let's go ahead and go grab another land and gain some life. Say go. Is it whenever they cast or enters the battlefield? This enters the battlefield. That's good. Might as well kick it. I have nothing better to do with the 1 mana, and they might have some sort of pump spell. So kick the spell just to make it deal 2 damage instead of 1. A little overkill, but just being on the safe side, Divides are ready to go. Our opponent is running out of options here. The double mulligan definitely hurt them worse than me because I got the iteration. I was able to generate some value. That thing's got flashback. Yikes. Could divide it. Divide it, that way it goes to exile. And then we go here, and then we blow up their zombie with our own Prismari command. Generate a treasure. Whoops. Whoopsies. Alright. Got our treasure. And we still got the memory too to cast, which is going to be huge. 7 mana on deck, so we still can't cast an Opus or anything like that. Let's go ahead and just grab a land. And from here, we cast the Memory Deluge. And we're good, man. We're good. We could even... Can we do both? No, we're 1 mana short of both. Pretty happy with how this deck is turning out, though, man. It's crushing right now. It's absolutely crushing right now. I hope everything's recording okay right now. I looked over and my OBS is all froze up. I'm hoping this is still going. All right, my turn. Get the memory. And, oh, we're going to grab both of these for sure. For sure. Get the reservoir going, baby. The reservoir. And then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Yeah, absolutely. Let's cast this bad boy. Will for the win, baby. Will is so good. They definitely don't have any hasty creatures or anything like that, so I'm not too worried about it, if I'm being completely honest. I really hope this is recording. I have to go back and rewatch it, but there's the scoop, and that is the game. GG's. All right, I just double checked everything, and it did record. Thank goodness. I did not want to redo that again. That would have been a nightmare. Ugh. That was a good game. That was a good game. I didn't want to lose it. All right, so we have a weird hand here. I don't know. Feel the Ruin can't sack until we have 2 other lands out there. I do have a Reservoir though on turn 3, and I go first. Maybe I do keep this. It's ugly, but on second thought, I think I actually keep it. Let's pass the turn, and yeah, let's just work our way to the Reservoir. I mean, Feel the Ruin I could crack, I'm sure, on something, and then we'll be able to hit our blue source. I'm hoping. I mean, if we could just top deck one, that'd be great too, but we'll see. Yep, it's snow land, so I'm sure we'll see a Faceless Haven. All right, some more red mana. Could always just put the Magma Opus in the yard for some treasure as well. This is gonna be a tough matchup. Cleric Angel style decks always have super high toughness, and so they're going to be hard to kill through burn spells. Like, definitely Cinderclasm, a complete waste of time here in this matchup. Don't think it's going to be any good. And usually if they have the Youthful Valkyrie, the Righteous Valkyrie follows almost every time. Okay, a tap land, which means we can blow it up to get some blue mana. Okay, things aren't turning out as bad as I initially thought. That's an easy kill with a Cinderclasm. Alright. Go here. Blow your land up. Got my blue source, thank goodness. And we have 2 mana. I still think maybe we do pitch the Magma Opus, but at the same time we have the, the Planeswalkers to make it cheap, so I'm not sure. So happy I have the Shatter Skull Smashing here, by the way. I know I didn't mention that, but man, that is so helpful. So helpful. All right, we're gonna take some damage here. It is what it is. I don't like that they're gaining life off that lifelink, but I don't think we have much of an option here. Don't mind taking 3. No Righteous Valkyrie yet, but you never know. The turn's still early. The night is still young. Gosh, Righteous Valkyrie is gonna be so hard to deal with. All right, Renegade. I can live with that. I've seen worse. I've seen worse. They say oops. I'm not sure why they said oops, but okay. I am gonna pitch this for a treasure. The more and more I think about it, the more I want to pitch it for the treasure. I think I'm gonna play the will side of this. I'm gonna eat that treasure immediately, play the will side of this, and I could do this for 2 though. That doesn't do much. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna go will. I'm gonna go will because I need the 2 cards. 5 mana, draw 2, not great, but you know what? It takes the pressure off my life total too, so I mean, it's not a complete waste. They do have to attack my will in order to get it off the field, so we'll take it. Prismari Command does kill the Oblivion. And we keep finding more blue mana, which is nice, but it's all tapped mana, unfortunately. Not 100%, guys, on what exactly it is I'm going to end up doing here. We're in a lot of trouble. Like a lot of trouble. I don't think we can win this one, but we're gonna try our best. And we don't even have all runs Epiphany in this deck, so it's not like we can count on that. Alright, so if I do Prismari command and this, I can do both. Okay. Okay, so we blow up one Legion Angel and the Oblivion. Alright, we'll do our best here. We'll do the best we can, but it's not looking good. Angels is just a bad matchup for us. We are gonna play it out, I think, just to give you guys an idea. But yeah, it's not gonna be pretty, I don't think. Alright, let's kill the Oblivion. Generate the treasure. I mean, we could start blowing some of these angels up through our Reservoir ability, but we've gotten to such a, like, we started out so slow as far as like casting our actual spells, that it's just probably not gonna end up getting big enough to kill anything, really. I don't know. We are at 2 already. I do have another Light Up the Night, which could kill the Valkyrie. We might be okay here. I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. We'll see. I don't know. Those Legion Angels, though, man, being able to just keep casting them over and over again, and you know you're going to get another one, is just really rough. Things just got more expensive on my turn. Ouch. 3, 4, 5. I can do 5 with this. Oh, it's just 1 short. Unfortunate. Okay. Well, I could go Will. 3, 4, 5. Leaves me with 3 mana left over. Do this for. Okay. I could do this. Check this out. I could go here. Do this. And do this for 2. And blow this up. Now we're only dealing right now with the 4/6, but it's gonna get big enough to kill the Will, unfortunately, just with 1 angel coming down. But again, all I'm doing is I'm trying to just buy time. Just trying to buy some time, unfortunately. Buy time for what exactly? I'm not sure, but we're gonna figure it out as we go. All right, they get a pump through the Paladin class. And that's lethal. Nice. That's actually a really good play. I didn't even think about the Paladin class there. Well played. All right, well, we take an L there. We'll have to take that one. It is what it is. Bad matchups, you know, bad matchups are going to happen. Good game. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope you enjoyed the list. I had a lot of fun playing it. Anytime we get back to IZZET or Jeskai, it's always a lot of fun for me because it typically means we're playing a lot of spells. I love spells lists. You know, the 0 creature type lists. They're a lot of fun for me, and I really enjoy playing them. And yeah, this deck it performed really well. Fairly consistent. You know, obviously we had trouble with the Angels list, so you might want to upgrade the removal as far as like you know, your sweepers being Cinderclasm. There are other options out there. There's a new card actually. Let me go and show you guys. There's a new card. It's called Burn Down the House. I was actually I considered running this one. It actually deals 5 damage to each creature and planeswalker. The only reason I decided not to run this is it's a 5 mana spell. It's sorcery speed, but the real problem is it hits planeswalkers, right? And I didn't want to be caught out there with a Will and a Rowan and then have to cast this, and then it didn't really synergize too well with it. But on the second thought, I'm actually like, you know, this card might actually be enough to play. And then if you're ever in a matchup where it's not good, like removal's just not good, you can actually pressure your opponent with a couple of Devils, which is really cool. I think this card is super versatile, and it might even have a place in this deck, to be honest. You also have options like Battle of Frost and Fire, which deals more damage, and it's a nice sweeper, but same thing, hits planeswalkers. Kind of couldn't get myself to do it just because we had the Rowan and Will in here. But that brings me to my second point. You could probably even cut Will and Rowan out of this deck and make it even more specifically for, you know, spells. You could throw in those types of things. You could throw in these types of spells and you'd be just fine. And that way you don't have to use Cinderclasm, because Cinderclasm really didn't get the job done too well for us today. I really enjoyed the card a lot. I love how it's instant speed, but you know, it is what it is. As far as everything else goes, I think the deck played pretty well. I wouldn't change too much more of the shell if I'm being honest, but as always, I leave it to you guys to let me know what you guys think and how you guys think the deck played, and if you guys have any ideas on how to make it better, as always, leave them in the comments below. I always love reading those, and we'll get back to you guys as fast as we can. It's gonna be a busy week as far as answering comments, so I hope you guys can bear with me on that. But yeah, before we head out of here, just lastly, a couple of things. I want to say thank you to all of you who made it this far into the video. If you can hear my voice, thank you so much. It does so much for the channel when you guys stay this long in these videos. They push out my videos to more people, so I really do thank you for that and helping the algorithm. And very much lastly, but you know, saving the best for last, of course, Marty Mob. Thank you guys so much for being part of the Marty Mob. All of you out there who are part of the Marty Mob, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for everything you do for me all the time. You guys are the best. You guys help support this channel. You guys keep this thing running, and you keep me sane. So I appreciate that. And if you guys want to become part of the Marty Mob and help support the channel financially and just, you know, get some extra perks and benefits to your account, be sure to hit that join button down below. Hit the link in the description if you don't see the join button. It'll tell you all about it. You can learn more there. And yeah, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. And we'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another video. Till next time. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man. Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap, yeah.